Greetings. This is a peer critique of the Professional Development Plan created by Cheryl Yates Bledsoe. Cheryl's plan was well organized and very thorough. Cheryl recognizes that for educators, time is a precious commodity that cannot be recaptured. So when we choose to engage in professional development, that time needs to be respected, and therefore the content of the professional development needs to be meaningful and the time spent together needs to be productive. The theme noticed throughout Cheryl's plan repeatedly touches on what one study by Matherson and Windle considers to be one of the 4 themes of professional development, and that is that teachers want learning opportunities that are interactive, that are engaging, and that are useful to the instruction of our students. I appreciate that Cheryl pointed out that cost is not the only factor when determining the method of delivery for professional development. Administration must also take into account the pivotal role that best practices play in the decision-making process. Cheryl mentioned many methods which could be utilized to deliver quality professional development while taking into consideration the learning styles of the teachers and participants at the same time. The use of literacy coaches is gaining popularity and is a method of professional development delivery that blends face-to-face training with ongoing professional development, as well as assisting teachers in interpreting data. This is supported by the study by Crawford and others from 2017. It's one way for professional development to have an immediate impact on improving student achievement. Another aspect of best practices Cheryl touched on in her plan is the need for participants to have some choice in the content and methodology of their learning. This is supported in studies by Smith, Ralston, and Nagel from 2016, describing aspects of professional learning communities, or PLCs, which make them successful models for delivering professional development. One area to further build understanding of best practices is in the use of technology as a delivery method of professional development. As a former educational technology teacher expert for my district, I now find colleagues coming to me for assistance when the sole method of accessing specific sessions of professional development are online. Now, our society is becoming more technologically savvy, but we need to think about what options can be offered to those who, for any number of reasons, are unable to access online professional development while still remaining cost-effective. In a 2019 study by Weinitz and Dennis, it is mentioned that flexibility in professional development is just as important as the flexibility we have with our students in our classrooms. Another component to note is the importance Cheryl placed on sustained professional development. It is critical and supported by a 2017 study that professional development opportunities go beyond the typical sit and get model that we've become accustomed to a model which strengthens and builds pedagogical knowledge and skills that positively impact students. Cheryl's plan calls for the maintaining of documents and other collaborative supports in a shared drive. This is key for keeping learning fresh. There is a question about the shared documents, however, specifically the reflections. I'm wondering if Cheryl's district has a specific template for recording reflections from PLCs that is consistent among colleagues, or if the format is decided upon the individual or the individuals participating in the professional learning community. The completeness of Cheryl's professional development plan really stands out. She begins with specific goals to develop an understanding of what and when to teach, and how and when to assess learning, which is supported in the presentation by Dr. Smith Braden from 2019. The learning strategies planned in which participants will engage are relevant to their own classrooms and will be a takeaway that can immediately be implemented into their instructional practice. Finally, as most initiatives and activities are valued by monetary worth, the budgetary impacts provided in the detailed materials list and itemized budget will be useful when assessing the impact on teacher learning and student achievement in relation to the cost. This was a fantastic plan, and I am honored to have been able to critique it.